This video has kindly been sponsored by CrowdScores, the app that allows you to chat with other fantasy football users and be notified of goals and assists from all your fantasy players. Download the app now using the link in the description. Before looking ahead to my FPL musings for Game Week 9, let's quickly review how my team performed for Game Week 8. It was back-to-back blanks for Wayne Hennessy and Wan-Bissaka, with Crystal Palace now failing to win in 3 games. It wasn't my intention to play Wan-Bissaka this game week, but he came in automatically for my new signing Trent Alexander-Arnold, who didn't play. Palace now have a terrible run of fixtures, so I'm not feeling too optimistic about owning Hennessy moving forward, and if possible, I'd like to move him on soon. Elsewhere, Marcus Alonso grabbed a clean sheet against Southampton, but it's fair to say his attacking stats have definitely dipped lately, only producing 4 goal attempts in the last 4 games, when compared to his 12 attempts in the opening 4. Wolverhampton's Matt Doherty was my game week saviour though. He's the new budget Marcus Alonso, picking up a 3rd double-digit haul in just his last 4 games. What a great signing he's been so far. In midfield, expensive Mo Salah blanked once again, and is still yet to justify his price tag. He has had a very tough run of games recently though, and now faces Huddersfield and Cardiff next. Cheap enabler Ryan Fraser brought home an assist though, so still looks to be a decent option at his price tag, whilst Chelsea's Hazard is in exceptional form, bagging his 7th goal and 3rd assist of the campaign, returning 14 points for Game Week 8. No doubt the biggest disappointment for me was both my Tottenham assets, Heung-min Son and Harry Kane, blanking at home to Cardiff. Unfortunately, I gave in to temptation and brought in Kane for Game Week 8, and it was a risk that definitely did not reward. To make things worse, I captained the England striker, and it was a decision that had a big impact on my game week. Also, it was a full house of blanks up front for me, with Zaha and Mitrovic both disappointing. Wilfried Zaha currently completes a triple-up of underperforming Palace players in my squad, so ideally I'd like to offload him as soon as possible. So for Game Week 8, a mediocre tally of 57 points. Aside from owning Matt Doherty for his 15-pointer, about the only other positive I can draw from Game Week 8 is that my total score of 57 was enough to be above average. So that's now 8 weeks out of 8 for topping the average score, but 57 is still my side's worst game week this season, and has seen my rank drop from 11,000 to 20,000 in the rankings. At this stage, it's still a very strong position to be in, but given my squad, I can't say I'm feeling overly optimistic heading into Game Week 9. So let's move on now and discuss my potential team and transfers for this coming weekend. And if you're enjoying the content here at FPL TV, then be sure to drop a like and get subscribed to the channel. So there's much to consider this game week, with no less than 2 injury concerns in my squad, as well as a few underperformers, with Zaha and Son particularly disappointing. With regards to Mo Salah and Ryan Fraser, as far as I know they seem to be minor injuries, and with both having good fixtures in the next few weeks, I am keen to hold on to them if possible. So for now, both players remain in my squad, and I'll wait for further information, with many sources on Twitter claiming that Salah will be fit to start against Huddersfield. Without any transfers made yet, there's quite a few different options I'm weighing up this week, with Arnautovic, Sterling, Lacazette, Firmino and of course Aguero all in my considerations. The initial plan for getting Harry Kane against Cardiff was to simply switch him straight back to Aguero for Game Week 9 using my free transfer. And although I'm yet to confirm this, it looks to be the most likely move I'll be making. I feel that Aguero is the only player I don't own that can really hurt me this game week, especially if Mo Salah is an injury concern, which will no doubt see a lot more captaincy armbands going to Aguero. So given his very high 50% ownership, I may just make a defensive move this week and transfer in Aguero for protection more than anything else. However, I do enjoy a bolder move and have considered a second option, which includes downgrading Kane for Lacazette or Firmino instead, and then taking a hit to upgrade Son to Sterling. So there's my considerations for you, but with option 1 the most likely, here's how my team will potentially line up for Game Week 9. But if anything does change, with many players currently on my watch list, be sure to head over to the FPL TV Twitter page. This week, I'm thinking to double up on my Wolves defence, utilising both Bennett and Doherty, as Wolves look to continue their fine defensive form at home to Watford. Wolves have now only conceded 1 goal in their last 5 Premier League games, a quite incredible record. Premium defender Alonso will of course partner them, and I'll be crossing my fingers that Alexander-Arnold regains his starting place for Liverpool, as they head into a very good run of games. As discussed, I'll be holding on to both Fraser and Salah this game week, who have good fixtures against Southampton and Huddersfield respectively. What makes this an easier decision for me is that I do have a decent backup for these two on my bench, so it's not the end of the world if they don't feature. Despite disappointing so far, Son may get another run out, and of course the essential Hazard is going nowhere. It'll likely be just the two up front for me this game week, with Mitrovic playing Cardiff as he looks to get back on form, and Aguero may come in for Kane. The captaincy will then be between him and Mohamed Salah this game week, so I'll be waiting on more info on Salah's injury first before making this decision. As for the subs, I'll probably be benching the out of form Zaha this week, as I can't find room for him in my current starting 11. He'll provide excellent backup for my injury concerns though, and then I'll probably move him on for Arnautovic in 1 or 2 game weeks time. So that's all my current FPL ponderings explained in the build up to Game Week 9. I wish all of you the best heading into this game week, FPL responsibly, and I'll catch you all in the next video.